What? You want to go with me today? You want to go with me again today? Like we did last weekend? You want to go with me? I don't know. Let me think about it. Because I can't go on all the places I want to go in with you. All right. You want to say hi? That's what the problem is? Even Nugs knows that he's a fucking YouTube star. Come on, Nugs, let's show them. I don't know what. I didn't see the video. Good morning and welcome to Mo Knows, featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. Yo, I didn't see the video nonsense somebody put up trying to I don't know what it was, going after Nugget. But I might watch it today. I might watch this shit today. Because I've heard so much about it. I might watch this shit today. I'm trying to figure out, good morning. I'm trying to figure out what's the amount of energy I need to give some shiz around here because contrary to what some people will want you to believe, I don't even know why I'm YouTube popping at times. I really don't even understand it. But you folks got your own figures, and I can't even begin to put that demented shit together in my brain most of the time. I can't even like sort through it. Good morning, Alan. Weird, Alan, because weird. Because the weirdest thing is, especially to see you would be the first person in here. I was thinking this. I was thinking about you in a certain kind of light yesterday. Just interesting. So I'll figure out what to do with the Nugget situation. Um, with the Nugget situation, how are things over there in your world, Alan? You know, I consider you a core member of the team, a core influencer. And that's it. Yeah, you gotta get your SPF on because it's out there. Oh, really? Thursday? That makes you also a Leo? Mm, interesting. Interesting. You're a good person to have this conversation with today. Normally, you know, for the summer, I decided I was gonna take off on the whatever day this is on Saturday because I just wanted to have Saturdays to myself because I needed to regroup, refresh, and replenish. Let me just copy this link. If I have time, I'll get to a story that I wanted to do up here about defamation. Oh, thank you. Um, I'm happy to hear that. Why am I always in your thoughts? What's going on? What's going on? I try to do things differently, and when you try to do see the problem around here, people are used to the norms. The new norms they resist. You understand? But I keep telling people that you got to do things in a way that keeps you relevant. And I realized yesterday, based on the scrutiny that I received, that I remain relevant. And I haven't not kept maintained that level of curiosity the most. Um, and that's it. It's hard. I'm in a unique field around here. It's hard for me to win sometimes, but I'm trying to win amongst losers. So it shouldn't surprise me, the shiz that people pulls off and the stuff people do. It shouldn't really surprise me. It shouldn't bother me. I build a gated community. I encourage all of those to come in and send me their email. And then I get confronted with the people that may have distributed the live. And I don't have, I'm saying to people, I'm in a gated community. And then I'm hearing other people say, well, I got access to your gated community. And I just want to be like, do you hear what you're saying? You got access to my gated community without me giving you access. So what does that say about and this is going out to False and Silence, because he wants me to believe that somebody out of the group sent him the link to my video. Maybe somebody out of the group sent you the link to my video because they couldn't believe you was a fuck nigga. So they sent the link to my video to demonstrate that a grown-ass man decided to block a woman so he don't see the her when he enters chat rooms. I stand 10 toes down on it. I don't know where it's stored at because I don't practice. And this is the last time I'm going to say this on the subject. When I'm in a chat room, if I don't like you, I ignore your ass. I don't go in the chat room and click on the person and remove them from my area. What was that shit called? I don't know, because you can't do it here. But there's a way that you block a person when you're in the chat room, and then you can no longer see them when you're in the chat room. So when you're in the chat room, other people will be speaking to somebody and you don't see them. I consider that weak. That's a weak move for me. That's a weak step for me, to block people so you don't see them speaking to you or speaking about you or whatever. I didn't say one time I was blocked from being in somebody's room. I don't know if I am or if I'm not. But putting on a whole video to say, like, I don't have her blocked is a pussy move. But thank you very much for doing that, because by doing that, you let me know that you're struggling to stay relevant in a conversation with me. You chose, sir, not to engage in a conversation. Because, see, as a man, when there's, and I have to say, as the man, when you come to a point in your argument with a woman or your dispute with a woman, that the best thing you can do is just cut off the vision of seeing her in a chat room, fuck you. like that speaks about you. I don't care. I don't care. If you had a dispute with me, and just for the record, because I think the record's not reflecting right, I stand on the fact that there was a conversation. And this is the shit that's so interesting because I've been on an interview on Logic's panel, which was at the end of last year. So it was sometime in December, the very end of last year, when we were talking about our goals of going into 2019. And I said, or I shared that the conversation, that the relationship with Truth Out Loud, False in Silence, so that y'all follow along, that False in Silence, I gave him that name because of just this very reason. Had a conversation with me, and he said I was being manipulated by Unc Fed. And he agreed with Logic's assessment that I was being manipulated by Unc Fed. And I took the position that, and this is just a logical breakdown. So, sir, False in Silence, you believe that Unc Fed is capable of manipulating me. Is that because you, sir, believe that you are capable of manipulating me? So if you think that you, and this is my position, if you think that he's manipulated me and I told you that he hasn't, and knowing that the limited contact that I've had with Unc Fed, then what does that say to me, Monica, a thinking being, about your relationship with me? If you believe I'm easily manipulated by him, what are you trying to do? So I removed myself from that situation. The problem here in this particular group of adults that I found myself interconnected with because of an algorithm. And I'm going to say again, because some of you motherfuckers, I would not pass you by in my real life, in my real day-to-day. You would not be incorporated in it. But for some reason, in this atmosphere, I'm being forced to interact with the type of personalities that I would just easily shun in real life. So if that man believed that I could be easily manipulated, that was it. So what I did was I removed myself from him, and then I removed myself out of the rooms, the chat rooms that we were in. So if I had a hangout with him, I removed myself immediately. And the feedback from the women was, what happened to Monica? And he wasn't able to stand on what happened. He sent me a text message, something to the effect. So hear what I'm saying, something to the effect. You don't have to go. It's just an argument. It's just a disagreement. You didn't have to go. So I'm like, you know what? Yes, I did, because I needed to get away from that situation like I did originally. And because I got drawn in, and I keep trying to tell you folks, I got drawn into that love situation where people loved me. And I was feeling so enamored with folks loving me that I went back into what was not a relationship that was conducive for me to thrive in. So now I was being told I could be manipulated. That's serious stuff right there. You have to be careful how people think of you and what they think of you. Hold on a second. What looks weird? I think I'm gonna get you. You look okay though. You look like one of those things. I'm sorry, guys. You know, sometimes you have to just change the environment you're in. Cyberspace is collective, intrusive, and provocative. Okay, it could be all of those things, but you yourself have to have your own standards that you stand by. You have to have your own moral principles that you believe in. If you're just establishing those moral principles as you've got here, you're in a position of weakness. And that's about it. I can choose to be around whomever I want to be with. So what I'm learning about this experience right here is that I've created a gated community around myself. And I'm hearing about people wanting to infiltrate the gated community. They feel more empowered by the fact that they don't have access, but somebody within would give them access. That's because they want to have control over you. So I was sitting here thinking about, who do I throw out the gated community? And my best answer this morning is no one. I'm not throwing anybody out of the gated community. If you feel that you need to forward my shit to a person like False and Silence to keep his ego up, go right ahead. The bottom line remains the same. I ain't allow him in my gated community. And the fact that he has to get access by any means necessary means that I'm more important than what he wants to lead other people to believe. The fact that somebody has to create a video and come out here and say, I haven't blocked her, is crying out for, I need your attention, Mo Justice. Can you give me some of it? No, sir. No. You could have easily have picked up the phone at any given moment. My number hasn't changed. And you could have reached out to me as the man in any situation. And you could have addressed me personally. Instead of striking up a video and trying to address me in that arena. Either you matter or you don't matter. And in my life, you do not matter. And the only reason why I am paying this attention is because I want the people inside the gated community to understand how valuable it is to have admitted that you wanted to be here. And that the people that can't admit they want to be here, that they love my vibe and they want to subscribe, are using you to get in. That's your bad. That's your burden to bear. If anybody's using you to gain access to me, and you're actually giving them the access to me, that is your burden to bear. That is not mine. Because the truth of the matter is, anything I say behind my gated community, I can say in the open, free world. I just wanted to be able to express it differently. And I wanted to put a twist on it differently. Because here you should have a polished look. So I've been working on my polishing of my look. But I can't help it. Do what y'all do in the gated community. Do you, baby boo. But understand this. It makes me more powerful than he. He showed his weakness when he created every video he's made. And the reason why I go back to December, because if he didn't understand what my position was, he definitely watched it in December and he didn't address it in December. He didn't address it in January. He didn't address it in February. He didn't address it in March. He didn't address it in April. He decided to address something sometime in late May or early June. So a whole 6 months at best, and that's just giving you the least end of the spectrum. When I know that I came out here and everybody clearly understood what I had to say. There's a whole video while he was looking through my channels, because I haven't watched it yet. So somebody just gave me a summary of it. As he was looking through my channels, I have a whole playlist on Mo Justice. And the playlist even got his picture in it. The playlist describes him being a fuck nigga to me. And what he did when we was in that fucked group. So if a person who has the opportunity to actually see that and could have clicked on that. Let me see what's the name of the playlist in Mo Justice Land. I want to give y'all the name because I know I named it some kind of that gate. I think I named it Audio Gate, but let me just see what I named it. Audio Gate. And it says false and silence. And there's 5 videos in there. And it's gotten 15 views in the past 28 days, according to the YouTube thing. So 4 of the videos may be relevant. One video, it says a Q&A regarding the audio with Mo Justice. False and Silence, Nakeba speaks, right? Pink Out, hashtag release the tapes, and Chat 014. So those are all things. Yeah, they are. And that's what I'm seeing at this point in time. And I have to understand what's the power of my what is it? So by closing people off and closing off the access, I'm really making more I'm making people more inquisitive. But I understand it. You know, I kind of outed some of you in the first place by speaking on your names who's inside the gated community, which is why when I produced the videos, I really tried to cut that part out of it so that nobody could see who was in the gated community so that they would not compromise you. But I don't got time to worry about if people around me are being compromised because I said anybody that provides me with their email can gain access to me. But some people prefer to gain access via you because their whole thing is just to manipulate you. I don't care one way or the other. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to defend myself if I need to defend myself, and I'm going to stand on my square all the time. So it don't matter. It don't matter if I do it behind the confines of my gated community, if I do it in a great open landscape of the YouTube environment, if I go on somebody else's platform and have to tell a motherfucker how I feel shit is, I'm going to do just that. I ain't afraid of man nor woman when it comes down to standing on what I believe in. I didn't make up these scenarios, but I sure as hell ain't going to run from them. And anytime a man has the opportunity to address a woman in full and can pick up a phone and can say something to that woman that he feels, but decides to pick up the YouTube and press a button to tell you how he feels about me, what a weakling of a man that is. So there's nothing else that I can honestly say that will make that person more important to me. He, in his own right, is important to himself, and he's looking for your acceptance because at least he knows that in my gated world, there are people that want to fucking be here because they asked permission to be in that gated world. When you go and you just press the button on the YouTube, you're allowed anybody in. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they look like. So in your gated, in your open community, you're just allowing yourself to be open to anything. You don't even know if the people that are there want to be there. Or if you are just the person that at that second is live and they just click on it to see what that means. Me, I got a community of people that want to be here at 7 a.m. in the morning and they are pleased to be with me and they just want to keep on doing that. Believe it or not, though, I heard on that panel that I was on last night the same sentiments from the men that was there. And I thought that's what I thought that was who was on the panel, but they were trying to pretend they wasn't and they was trying to goof shit and stuff like that. I ain't got time for that. Grow up, cuz. Like, you know, we claim the sets that we on, right? And, you know, I just have to be 100 with that. And it's hard to be anything else. Yes, I'm going to stand on Mo Justice. Like I picked the right name for me. The only thing I'm not in is in the right town, but that's not even true because I'm in the right town because this is the season. Told people the other day, this is the day the Lord has made. Bask in it. This is my season. And I just have to embrace it. Yeah, I could come out slaying Negroes, but I ain't got no time to be slaying Negroes. I just got time to keep it real to myself. So that's what I have to say in respect to people having access. But it shows a very weakling if he's got to come out here to defend that he has not blocked me. You're defending that in a space where you can easily have removed it before you went live. It's not spontaneous. It wasn't like you was on a live and somebody said, let me look into your computer settings and see what you have set for Mo Justice. You came on the platform with the intentions to show people that you don't have somebody blocked. Stupid. Go, bye, boy, bye. Boy, bye. I don't know what's going on in your world. We see you slithering through towns to you're on the wrong side of the fence. You was showed up over there with the Robin Sinners in their chat room, and I'm sure people asked you a question, so you went back to me. If I am the highlight of your content, that you have to make a whole video dedicated just to me, that says more about you, sir, than what it ever will say about me. Again, if you don't like the character that you've played in my life, change how your character rolls out. You haven't changed any position. You just showed the same fuck nigga that I thought you was. And you just proved it. And that's it. You didn't take a stance. I was on a platform last night and another fuck nigga joined in, and that fuck nigga would be Logic, right? He comes up there on the platform. I'm like, yo, this nigga ain't got no kind of morals for himself. But he was so invested in himself that he had the nerve to say, we're in season, so Straight Drop is calling this season 9. Y'all can call it whatever y'all want to call it over there in K Unit. I ain't part of your seasons. Your seasons, see? Everything has a season. Y'all season ended for me a long time ago. That's a factoid. In the words of my brother from another mother, y'all season ended for me a long time ago. That's why I keep doing what I'm doing. But moving on from there, whatever season y'all in, he want to come up here and say Alethea is going to get an answer in season 41. She going to find closure in season 41. Well, guess what, sir? She going to find closure in season 41. And if I have anything to do with it, I'm going to be riding through season 41 with her. And that's it. So when people want to know, does Alethea have any family? She has a friend in me. And I plan on being that to her all the time, every time. Nothing's going to change for me. And that's it. And the more that you want to ridicule it, I don't know why people are showing up on the sides of the fences that they're showing up on, but that's not my problem. I do have to remember that today I have the parking space. I have to get out of here at 8 o'clock. It's not like the other mornings when I'm in another spot. So let me just go on. That's my position on some of this. That's my position on that. I thought it was a lack of empathy and coldness. The men can't relate to it, but I heard that he been catfished. But I'm not getting into that. You know, that's not my business. But the word on the street amongst the women, when the women are talking inside, because see, the boys talk in the barbershop, the women talk in the open space. Man, them mofos was killing me. I was standing up there and I was like, anybody got anything else to say? And I intentionally, when I stepped down, didn't listen no more. And I want to give a shout out to all those people that are in my inner circle that might not be inside this room, who was sending me text messages. And they was like, yeah, it's time to go. Because we all know that fool want an audience with me, but he sat on a platform and he talked mad junk about me being Logic when he could have picked up the phone And he could have said something to me again, but instead of saying something to me, he chose to say something to all of y'all. And then I came on a live and I called, and he's like, what, nigga, what? You sounded like the other part of the chicken. So one day I'm just gonna have to play that by itself. I'm going to make a clip, like he be doing a clip, like he did that time when I was on a platform, and he was trying to play that little fucking clip, the one that was like, what was that stupid ass clip he was playing? What was that clip? He's making a sound effect. I don't know which kind of sound effect it was. It was annoying to me because the sound effect was annoying to, my sensories for whatever reason. And he just kept doing it because it showed how immature he is. Whenever a man has to be immature in the presence of a woman, you just know that you're a powerful woman. Like when they and shout out to Straight Drop for trying to keep his platform as pleasant and respectful to all the people on the platform. It is hard to strike balance on a platform to make sure that all of the people feel welcome, myself including the other people on the other side who have who have a right to express themselves and share that. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. So today I'm going to talk about another topic that really comes out of that was Straight Drop, the Instigators channel, and two videos came out yesterday. One, he put my name in the title, so that was really to draw me out. And two, the second one was where Alethea really had an opportunity to explain to the other side of this crazy side of things, her position, or explain, not even her position, just explain what happened. So let's talk about donations, because I got 20 minutes, and this is a heated, hot topic because people in the past couple of days or the past week, we've been living through, was there a scam? And that is the terminology. But I went and did some research on whether a donation, what is a donation? Let me just do it like that. I want to get my words, because I want to get the words correct, because that's it. Damn. What is a donation? I forgot because I'm running against time. I hate when I don't have time on my side, but I can always come back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and make time work for me better. Okay, a donation is when you voluntarily, and see, I want to make sure I make this clear, because a fraudulent act wherein someone asks you for money to pay for their father's surgery and they'll pay you back. Borrowing and donating are two different things. So I didn't get to specify yesterday that Alethea's fiance borrowed money from her with the intent, when you borrow something, is to pay it back. It means you have to give it back to the person. You can't go and disappear and go missing. You have to pay the person back. That is the difference. He didn't ask her to just freely give him some goddamn money. Okay, which now brings us to donating. Here, people say, donate to my channel. If you want to donate or support the channel, that's a different terminology. And I want to just explore what is a donation. And a donation is when you voluntarily, and I believe that in the chat, someone's saying donation is when you give freely from the heart. That's basically what it is in a contract. So before we go into donations, I want to talk to you about what happens with money. So there's a scenario where you borrow, which means I give you something in return. Later on, you will pay me back in some kind of increment, either the same amount or you pay me back later in increments of it. Any money that exchanges hands above the amount of $500 must be in writing, and text messages are can meet the requirements of in writing. They memorialize. Memorialize means they tell the story of what your intent was. So when there's text messages back and forth from the person that borrows some money from you that says, I am going to pay the money back, you have met the agreement of having it in writing. So that is in writing, that you're telling the story. Nothing else, unless you have it in writing, can negate the fact that you owe the person the money. So you'd have to go back in writing and say, dear so-and-so, you have now, I know that I owed you $10,000. And yesterday you agreed that I did not have to pay you back. You want to get that in writing somewhere. So if that didn't happen, then guess what? Those are all the elements of fraud. So I didn't get to explain it as thoroughly as I should have last night because I have to walk y'all through something. So that is borrowing. Then there is an agreement for services rendered. And in this situation, people were feeling like the intent was services rendered. So if a person says to you, donate to me some money, donate $5 so I can go on a trip, and I don't go on the trip, that I haven't performed the service. No, you have to be in the middle of it. It's called consideration and benefit. So in a situation, the consideration is money and the benefit is what you get out of it. So when you give somebody something in exchange, so I would give you $5 in exchange for a cup of coffee. That right there is a contract or an agreement. I get something, you get something. Both people are mutually rewarded in the situation. One gets money, one gets coffee. Each one is giving something, each one is taking something. One person is giving the $5 and taking back the coffee. The other person is giving the coffee and getting $5 for it. See, that's a give and take, right? That is just called a regular business transaction. But in a donation, and the business transaction that's called the consideration. In a donation, you are voluntarily giving money without any consideration. Ergo, it's a gift. So let's break it down as simple as I did just now. In a donation, the money is being given to the person. And when the money is being given to the person, period, it doesn't matter what the person does with the money. When you're just giving somebody some money, it's without consideration. Doesn't matter what they do with the money. You gave them the money. Doesn't matter what their intent is because you gave them the money. But a donation is not complete. This is the second part of it. A donation is never perfected until it has been accepted. For the acceptance is requisite to make the donation complete. What does that mean? I have to break down a word from you. Perfected. Perfected, in essence, means effective. So a donation is never effective until it has been accepted. That means until the person has received the moolah, the deal is not over. Let me say that again. Until the person receives the moolah, the deal is not over. Until they receive the money, the deal is not over. Once they receive the money, you can then say the deal is done. You donated to the person receives your donation, the deal is over. It's done. That's it. That's their donation. They walk away with it. Now, in this particular case, right, where everybody is talking mad shit, Listen to the details. Just follow the details. The details are in the pudding here. The person comes out and he says, listen, because people are now accusing him of participating in a scam because his intent with their money was to go on this trip, right? And he didn't go on a trip. So now we're going to use the calendar because these motherfuckers wanted to be very creative and use the motherfucking calendar. So I'm going to use the calendar with them. Okay. The person got wind of some people may be unhappy and may want their money back. So he comes up on the platform and he says, anyone who needs their money back, because this was a donation. So if you need your money back, hit me up, show me your receipt, and I'll give you your money back. Because, and this is what's important, and this is what was tripping me out. He said, because I haven't received the money yet, it is sitting in YouTube, and YouTube will give it back to me. YouTube will pay it out on the 21st. Because the donation was not perfected yet until July 21st. So he gave anybody who wanted the opportunity to get their money back, he gave them until July 21st to tell him he wanted their money back and he would return it. When July 21st came, it is fair to say that the donation was perfected. And anyone that didn't tell him, so the trip was supposed to take place the week before. So here we are, July 21st. And this trip was supposed to take place somewhere. I don't know what fucking days it was supposed to be. But I think it was supposed to be the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Or it was supposed to be the 12th, 13th, and 14th. But the bottom line is, he came out and he asked anybody who wanted, or he said anyone who needed their donation returned to them to let him know. Because he didn't receive the money yet until the 21st. I know, it's hard to swallow. And that's why I stayed quiet for a couple of days, because I didn't want to be told that I was in the middle of something telling anybody anything, because you freely gave your money. And I told everyone here that I would come back to y'all and I would get y'all the information. And when I realized what it was, I just stayed quiet. Because, see, you motherfuckers, I can't give legal advice. See how that shit hurts y'all? That would have been giving legal advice. I'm talking to y'all after the fact, and I'm just telling y'all how the shit is. That's called commentary, critiquing stuff. I want y'all to leave me alone about being an attorney. I paid a lot of monies to go to school to get the certificate, the following degree that I have, and I will continue to pursue those endeavors. I got a long way to go. Thank you very much for believing in my ability to do this. But leave me the fuck alone along the way. Stop telling me that I'm acting like an attorney. Cut it the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, it's end up hurting you. It don't hurt me any. But I want you to understand that the definition of a donation is that you voluntarily gave somebody money without any consideration of anything. It is ergo a gift. And you can't get the gift back when dealing with interacting with people. Now, I told you the thing about $500 and more, to know that if you start to give gifts in excess of that amount of money, there may be some other complications with it that I'm not at liberty to discuss right now. But whatever you do, if you do give somebody anything in excess of $500, it must be documented in writing. And that's the it's the law behind that. But it's also common sense. If you're exchanging, so the laws are common, they're common laws. right? They're common because they should make common sense. But since common sense is not being given out so openly, it's hard for people to really understand what that means. But are we clear now on donations? Are there any questions about what is a donation? So, in my humblest opinion, I don't see a scam here. I don't even see an attempt to defraud. All I see is a bunch of disgruntled people because they didn't get to meet the next big celebrity. You understand? Because people are not realizing that when you're sitting here on the YouTube, you look like a movie star to some folks. But when these channels say donate to my channel, donate to my channel, donate to my channel, you are giving freely. You're not going to receive it back. There is a difference. I covered the difference between borrowing money. I covered the difference between just having an exchange for services when the intent is to do something. And I discussed what a donation is. Very important that you understand this. You're donating, that's just it. But when you donate in excess of $500, other parameters are surrounding it. And you could evoke other, and depending on the state, other type of ramifications. I got a tough day ahead of me because, contrary to what people believe, even though and I'm just going to say this honestly, and I know that some people will get it and some people won't get it. Being scammed out of money is an emotional roller coaster for anybody that's involved in it. And you're already vulnerable based on the situation that occurred. And trying to get other people to understand and have empathy for the next person is not everyone's responsibility to feel sorry for a person that has been scammed. And I get that. But when the person is around y'all and respects you enough, thinking that all of the people here are going to understand or at least have some sympathy for it, that's a hard task. I don't think anybody should be tasked with it. So when people are like attacking me or making fun of the fact or saying that oh, you're here doing this for what purpose? My only purpose is to hope that one day Alethea will feel whole again. And I know that some of you guys don't give a damn about that, and I respect the fact that you don't give a damn about it. And I'm hurt that she feels like she needs you to understand this. And I'm feel hurt for her that people laugh at her and find it funny and stuff like that. But honestly, I understand why y'all do what y'all do, because I would have found, if I wasn't so close to it right now, this would be unbelievable to me. But your laughter and her pain, okay, are things that I deal with after the fact here. And I deal with it in real time all the time. And it's just unfortunate. And I know I'm not asking any of y'all to feel empathy or sympathy for her, but I'm just like there needs to be some kind of compassion. And I'm sorry that she requires that much of her, that she's depending on you guys to understand her. But that just goes to show that she thought so much highly of the people she was around in the chat. She saw you guys as being so much more. And that's it. So I deal with the aftermath of that. But at the end of the day, I just want people to understand that whatever she's going through when they up there saying, "Oh, well, you're there for what reason?" I'm dealing with the aftermath of all of this shit. Yeah, it was. It was. And it was a choice because somebody misled her. Because here on this platforms, that's what the men do. That's why you can have a man put out a video and try to tell you that he ain't hide me. They some fucking punk ass Negroes around here. And there's nothing else that could be said about it. But this is Mo, and because of parking, I got to go. I'll see you guys later.